The Shimano Antares represents the pinnacle of baitcasting technology. Engineered for precision casting and unwavering reliability, the Antares is a true game changer. Shimano has been featuring more and more reels with the MGL Spool IV, right? Just a quick recap of what it does. The MGL Spool IV is a low inertia spool for baitcasting reels designed to make it easier to start and stop a retrieve, improving overall casting performance over a range of versatile lures. It mainly benefits anglers who are trying to cast as light as possible without compromising too much distance from thumbing the spool. With so many Shimano's baitcasting reels having this tech, you've guessed it, the next gen of MGL spool can only appear on the Antares first, right? Introducing the MGL Spool IV. The eventual benefit of the latest MGL spool is a reduced vibration on the spool during casts. This is done by redesigning the spool using a reverse taper, where the center part of the spool has a slight bulge in the middle. This prevents the first layer of line from collapsing in the middle section of the spool, so it won't be compressed by the second and subsequent layers on top. Doing this will allow the line to be packed in a much more balanced manner. When line is packed neatly, it leaves the spool in the same manner, neatly. What this means is that even when you do these powerful overhead casts, the MGL Spool IV naturally has lesser vibration from all the neatly packed line exiting the spool. With a deeper yet wider spool, the line capacity on the 2025 Antares has been increased to being able to spool 100 meters worth of 14-pound nylon line. Secondly, the line guide has also been redesigned. As you can see here, this new line guide on the 2025 Antares is shaped almost like a feeder. One side of the line guide has a much larger opening than the other. This larger opening decreases the friction acting on the line from touching the line guide. The taper of the line guide is also designed to reduce line troubles during casts because of how much smoother the line is guided out of the spool during outlays. You might be wondering what happens on the other models of the 2025 Antares with different ratios. Not to worry, as the line guides are optimized to run with the 3 different ratios: medium gear, high gear, and extra high gear. Speaking of gear ratios, Shimano has added a third option for gear ratio enthusiasts out there. Compared to the 2 gear ratios at 6.2 and 7.4 on the 19 Antares, the 2025 Antares offers 3 gear ratios on both the left and right hand models. These 3 gear ratios are 5.6, 7.4, and 7.8 respectively, ultimately increasing the range of gear ratios that the Antares offers. So let's talk a little bit about gear ratios. If you want to move the lure more slowly, but need something that has more power, the 5.6 model is ideal for big baits that pull a lot, like deep crankbaits and slow rolling spinnerbaits. It's also good for cold water when fish are wary and you need more time in the same area to lure them in. Conversely, if you want to move the lure more quickly and don't mind less power, the 7.4 model is good for lures that produce slack in the line, or when you need to get the fish out of heavy cover quickly. These are your frogging, soft plastics, and topwater lures. A higher gear ratio also helps prevent snags or lines from wrapping around obstacles in the water. Now, the highest gear ratio of 7.8 really doesn't serve much purpose in presenting the lure action in their optimized form, but are great to use for speed reeling the lure in just to make the next cast. It's the best option to cover a wide area of water. So, comparing a 7.8, the highest gear ratio, and the 5.6, the lowest gear ratio on the latest 2025 Antares, the highest gear at 7.8 will allow you to make much more casts. The higher the gear ratio, the faster you retrieve it in for you to make the next cast. For a lower gear ratio, it will be slower, so meaning that, let's say for a minute or 10 minutes, on the higher gear ratio, you can probably achieve 25 casts. On the lower gear ratio, you can probably achieve 22 casts. So that's 10 minutes, right? across an hour, 2 hours, or the entire day, that can add up to possibly 100 casts. The clutch on the 2025 Antares has also been redesigned. Not only has the position of the clutch been lowered, but there is also an angle to the clutch that slants downwards towards you, offering a more comfortable resting platform for your thumb. This design offers much wider access to the spool for thumbing operations. The surface area of the clutch has also been increased so that it's more comfortable and easier to engage or disengage the clutch. The brake system. The SVS Infinity centrifugal brake system provides precise and easy to control brake forces on the spool. You can also easily tweak the brake forces on the spool by adjusting the external dial on the reel, giving anglers the perfect tool to achieve the ultimate casting distance. In terms of weight, Shimano has successfully shaved off a whopping 10 grams of the medium gear and high gear models to 210 grams, while the XG model sees a marginal decrease in weight of 5 grams to 215 grams. Nonetheless, the 2025 Antares is ever lighter than before, enhancing its overall performance. So what do you think of the MGL Spool IV? Let us know in the comments below.